Fantasy football aficionados, you have come to the right place. This is Pass the Torch on wide receivers part 3. It's a turkey of videos today from the sniper. If you haven't checked it out, go back on the other videos. You'll see Pass the Torch on other running backs and wideouts. Pass the Torch is veteran wideouts who are established, who are being challenged for statistics as the number one person on their team, perhaps in some cases, by young upstarts. All right, so we were just checking out on the last video the Lions. So Golladay, I like. Marvin Johnson, I do not. And you know what I wanted to follow that up with? I'm checking out the players around Golladay, and we only took a look at the wideouts. But if you look, this is also a good spot where at 4-9, I don't think Aaron Jones is going to be there. But 4-9 is kind of a spot where I kind of like getting my stud wideouts earlier. And then at 4-9, I'm looking at taking a fleet of running backs. I'm looking to do a run on running backs. And so I'm looking at Aaron Jones. Kerryon Johnson, those two probably won't be there, but I bet you Drake will be. Montgomery, I'm keeping a close eye on this preseason. Sony Michel, I love. I think that 4-9 is a cheap bargain. People are afraid of his injury. He's looking good, ready to roll. Even though it's New England, tough to read on New England. But so I kind of like Mark Ingram. Josh Jacobs has a lot of talent and opportunity. Well, he has a lot of opportunity, talent as well. James White, steady as they come. There's a lot of really good running backs that, if you like Golladay, 4-9 is a valuable spot. For me personally, I'm not going to grab a Golladay there. And if you're a quarterback spot, this is interesting. So Mahomes obviously off the board. Watson, I don't think will be there at 4-9, but some leagues are funny where everyone is waiting on a quarterback. If Watson's there, I say grab him. I'm not grabbing a Luck there. Rodgers, I might take. Baker's not my pick, but if the preseason goes, he's definitely could be a summer love affair for people. People are falling in love all over again with those Cleveland Browns. And Baker is young, filled with talent at the position, at the skill positions as well. I really like Carson Wentz. I think his ADP is closer to the 7th round. But he's a guy I would probably make a reach for. Like if I'm looking at Golladay and some of my cool running backs are gone, I'm looking at Golladay, Josh Jacobs, James White. I don't know if I'm going to wait on a quarterback too long. I really think Carson Wentz bounces back. I would take him kind of high there, actually. 4-9 is also a premium spot for tight ends. Kelsey's going to be gone. Ertz might be there. He'll probably be gone as well, though. But here's the key. If you don't get in, Kittle might be gone. Howard will be there. I'm pretty sure Howard's going to be there. If you don't get in on these wideouts on the list, and I don't even like Ebron and Ingram, really, but if you don't get one of these wideouts, Njoku could be later, but you're really running a risk at some point. Because once you get beyond this, it is a wasteland of tight ends. So you almost have to reach. At 4-9, if those first three are off the board, I'm going to give O.J. Howard serious consideration. I think that guy has a lot of upside. But even more concerning is the cliff that falls off on these tight ends later on. So I don't want to be left with those just scrap tight ends and a wing and a prayer trying to piece someone together that can put up 50 yards or has potential. So if those guys are off the board, I think I like Golladay more than Howard, but positional advantage, I'm really super concerned about tight ends. I think we're going to have a bunch of videos focusing in on that. I think you got to take O.J. Howard there. You can't let that position go too far. You just can't. I think it might be a little steep to pay for Howard, but you almost have to. If you missed out on the other guys, I think you have to get in there, because if you don't get him, you might miss. Once Howard goes off the board, and Ingram, you're going to see Henry and Njoku. Those guys are going to fly before it gets back to you, and now you are in deep, deep trouble at the tight end position. So for sure, there's other positions to look at. Let's go to Tampa Bay. This is really odd because I like the wideouts. I like Godwin. I like Evans. I don't like Winston. So how can I reconcile that? When Winston was younger, I really had a lot of hope. He had a lot of big games. But last year, He had so many awful moments. Fitzpatrick stole his job, and rightfully he should have. Fitzpatrick was great, especially on the deep ball. He was great for fantasy. And Winston, kind of wild and all over the place with his passes. Now, Fitzmagic is gone. Man, and and it's really Godwin and Evans on the surface. If I knew that Winston was going to really develop and go into his own, I would be all over these guys at these positions. Evans is a guy that I've taken before, high in a draft in the first round, early second round, and it's just, I love his talent. Godwin was amazing in limited duty last year. Check out this stretch of games he had at the end. You know, I don't know if I trust Winston, though. So Godwin, this is his third year in the league. He's on the uptick. I can easily see over 100 targets, 80 catches, over 1,000 yards. He could go up to 10 touchdowns, maybe. Godwin's a playmaker. If Winston can be even close to mediocre in terms of finding his wideouts, they're going to be in business because we know Peyton Barber is not going to light it up. Jones, that young kid, I mean, he's got talent, but that was the worst performance ever by a running back that had opportunity. That running game's going nowhere. All right, so I kind of feel like, and I was just pumping up Howard. So they got weapons. Hopefully Winston can figure it out and come into his own. We've seen people before be atrocious and then come back and be really solid quarterbacks as they get older. Hopefully that's the case with Winston. I know when he was drafted, there were some questions on his character and his dedication. So, and then he seemed to have turned it around, right? So he really needs to focus in and make football number one and all those cliches. If he can do all of that and come in, I'm going to keep a close eye on what the reports are on Winston. I think they kind of let Fitzpatrick go just so they can not have him breathing down Winston's back in terms of production. Winston was not going to be happy. And that makes me worried that, they didn't want to have someone challenging Winston. I would have passed the torch on that one. That would have been a young guy passing a torch to an old Fitzpatrick. Man, I think that they may have made a bad decision there, but I don't know. Let's see. Maybe Winston can turn it back on. There was a time I really was enamored with his talent. I love Evans and Godwin's talent, but right now, might have to pass on both. Let's see who the players are around them. So when you look at Evans, so Juju's long gone by 2-9. So Evans really, and Jones is gone. Juju's gone. I like Evans a lot more than Antonio Brown. I think I would feel safer with Thielen or Diggs. Cooper, I love him from the other videos. Keenan Allen, you don't have to take him as high as 2-9. It starts coming down a little bit. There's other players I like here. I can wait at this position. I don't think I'm going to spend a second-round pick and make Evans my number one wideout. It's just too many frustrating games. If the eye test was frustrating last year, watching Buccaneer games, when Winston was in the game, it was frustrating being an Evans owner. Super frustrating. I can't do that again, and I can't recommend it to you. When you look at Godwin, oh, wait a minute. Let's look at those running backs that are going to be around. So Chubb is at 2.4, I believe, ADP. Chubb, Damian Williams, not a big Mac fan, not a big Fournette fan, but I could see if you are. I mean, they've put up numbers. Not a Freeman fan. Henry, not a Henry fan. So I'm definitely dissing. But you know what? I would take a Chubb or a Kerryon Johnson. If Montgomery's flashing, he's going to rise up there. There's a lot of players I like better than Evans at this spot, and it pains me to say that because he used to be my man. But that's due to Winston. The Chargers. Oh, man. I love that Charger offense. Phillip Rivers. That's a guy you can constantly get at the end of drafts every year, and he's never going to embarrass you. All right? He's always going to put up solid numbers. So let's look at his wideouts. Keenan Allen is a guy. I've been on board with him since his rookie year. I love me some Keenan Allen. Look at his awesome production. His rookie year, though, take a look at the yards per catch. It's gone down. It's actually gone down. He flashed the best when he was young. He's been banged up. The eye test is amazing with him. He's such a warrior. But, man, I've seen him take a lot of hits. He's missed a lot of games as well. Or he's been banged up. He only came up. Well, he's coming up with 6 touchdowns. He's not a touchdown machine. which is odd for someone who's as you can count on Keenan all the time, right? So it's kind of odd that, and he's getting those short and medium passes. It's odd he's not getting more touchdowns. Now that Gates is out of the way, Rivers has definitely a track record of feeding people that he's comfortable with. That helps Keenan Allen. But Mike Williams is definitely somebody. 10 touchdowns. This guy just reeks of, we're passing the torch. Breaks my heart to say it. But even though the ADPs are really not that far away in a 12-team league, Mike Williams at 5'4" probably gives you, I mean, people would say regression is coming and that he's not going to get 10 touchdowns. They're hard to count on. I don't know. I could easily see 10 touchdowns or more coming. I could see 1,000 yards for Mike Williams. He was not always in the starting lineup. He wasn't on the field a lot as a rookie. He was getting, now Tyrell Williams is gone. Gates is gone. I think Mike Williams is going to have every opportunity as long as he is locked in. He has the draft capital. He's taken over this job. Keenan Allen's an amazing player, a great warrior for the Chargers, but I think in terms of fantasy production this year, I think Mike Williams is going to pass him over. Oh my gosh. And I hate to say that because I've been a Keenan Allen guy every year. They're not that far away in ADP. Let's check out the players around them. Keenan Allen, man, Cooper is younger and is going to be, he doesn't, while Gallup's a solid young player, he's nothing like Mike Williams in terms of challenging for the torch. I really think I like those players around Keenan Allen. If the Vikings drop to you or Cooks is as solid as they come as a fantasy wide receiver. Edelman, I would take a spin on Tyreek Hill. He's such an amazing player on the field that I might risk until that off the field stuff is worked out. So the players around Keenan Allen, I kind of fear Keenan doesn't have that big home run threat like he had when he was a rookie. He had a little more of that. But he's been banged up a lot. He's still super awesome as an NFL player. I still like him as a fantasy player. Just 3.8. He's living off his name, and I think Mike Williams is taking over. I really do. And that's whether you're diversifying or not. I think that the common thought is he's regressing. I don't think so. So when you're looking at Mike Williams, people around him, I like him a whole lot more than Corey Davis. Jarvis Landry, Robinson, Jeffrey are being drafted way later, but I like him way more than them. Watkins, I like his situation a whole lot more than Godwin. Ridley and Mike Williams, I think, are two players that you can really look at. Let's highlight him up. I'm going to turn him green. I'm going to see how things go. So if you haven't done so, check the description, download. It's free right now. Check out the notes page. If you disagree with me on Mike Williams or anyone else, green is good, red is bad. You can go in there and make your changes. And let's see, we only have one more for wideouts. Let's see if we can get it in. Alshon Jeffrey. And I don't have White. Where is the White? Oh, there's Whiteside on the side. Alshon Jeffrey. I love Alshon Jeffrey. He's where here. And Whiteside has been drafted to be the guy to come in. High draft pick. Jeffrey's definitely got some mileage on him. For a 29-year-old, the guy's been banged up. He's not a fleet burner, but I love the way Deshaun Jackson fits into this team. He's going to spread the team out, give a lot, because the Eagles had nobody to spread the field and give room. So someone like Alshon Jeffrey is going to have a lot more room to operate. The guy from week 4 on, if you take those numbers and stretch them out over to a full season, he's definitely a solid player that you can put. Do I want to start him on my team? I don't know if he's not a number 1 anymore. I don't know if he's a number 2 or 3, but where he's being drafted, you could definitely snatch him up, plug him in, and I think Wentz is on the rise. I think Jeffrey is going to do really well for your team, and Whiteside, I'm not sure how much he's going to splash. He's going to be cut. If somebody drafts him, especially too aggressively, I think you're going to find him on the waiver wire later. So I'm going to say no matter where he's being drafted, put him on the side. I think it's going to take him some time to grapple with that playbook. And Jeffrey is your selection here in terms of not passing the torch.